without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you our presenter, Lacey Rowe. Lacey has worked with American Airlines for over 6 years and says that her favorite part of the job is helping members grow their businesses. A couple of fun facts. Lacey has 3 dogs and is currently earning her master's degree in digital marketing from East Tennessee State University, but she expects to have that completed hopefully within the next few weeks or before, I guess, summer really comes in. By the way, she just got back from Italy, so if all of a sudden you hear some Italian accent, please forgive her. But Lacey, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Vital. Yeah, I'll try to keep the Italian to a minimum. Thank you all so much for coming today. We're just going to go straight into it because we got quite a bit to cover. As always, the information given in this presentation is not legal advice or legal opinion and should not be construed as such. Please consult with qualified legal counsel as to your particular needs. The sources referred to in this presentation, including any products or websites, are for informational purposes only and do not represent any endorsement by the credit union of such products or websites. Just telling you about them, not we don't have any affiliations with anybody. So today's topics, what we're going to cover, we're going to talk about what is a target market, why is it important to define your target market, define and describe your product, how to define and describe your product or service with this in mind, and defining your target market, market research, market segmentation, niche marketing. We're going to talk about creating your marketing message, how we can help as far as helping you running your business. And we'll, of course, talk about some questions. So if you have anything, put it in the Q&A. And like he said, just make sure it goes to all of us. And we will have a couple of breaks for questions so we can go over them. And then we'll just tell you how to get in touch with us. So the first thing is this quick poll. Just to let us know, where are you in your small business journey?
Correct. So A, my small business is up and running. Congratulations. B, I'm in the process of setting up my business. It's still congratulations because you're pursuing a dream. C, I have not started yet. I'm here for more information. You're in the right place. So definitely congrats to all of you for stepping forward and trying to take charge of your personal business, personal life, and making it a more concrete one. Let's see what they say, Lacey. What do you assume?
I think this week I've spoken to several members who are in the process of setting up their business. So I bet you we have a lot of people who are bees in there. That's just what I'm going to guess today.
So we're going to say working bees, right?
Yes, that's it.
Very good, very good. So I think the survey has ended. So believe it or not, Lacey, the answer that is most prominent is A, my small business is up and running. Once again, we hope that you all have your accounts with us for your business services. The next one is C, I have not started yet. I'm here for more info. And last but not least, it's a matter of just going forward in the process of setting up my business.
My guess was
Thank
the
you.
lowest.
Correct.
But thank you all for being here. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for all of you, whether your business is up and running or you're just getting more information or you're in the process. I know that process is overwhelming. Just take it a day at a time and you've got this. All right, so a target market, what is that? What am I talking about? Well, it's a specific group of consumers at which a company aims its products and services. That's how you would define it. A set of individuals sharing similar needs or characteristics that your business hopes to serve is another way of saying it. And then the customers who are most likely to purchase your product, or also customers who will purchase a similar product from your competition if they do not purchase the product from you. So what we're talking about is people who are ready and willing to spend their money on the thing that you sell or the service that you sell. These are your easy pickings because you don't have to do a whole lot of convincing for these people. They already want what you're selling. What you need to do is market your product in a way that will get to them. And that's really what we're going to talk about now today. So an example, my example for this is Porsche vehicles, because in my own scrolling and my own internet usage and even magazines and things that I've read, I've never seen an advertisement for Porsche. And one way of looking at this is like, oh, they need to step it up. I don't see a whole lot of those advertisements. But the truth is that it just means that they're doing a great job in their marketing, because the truth is I'm never going to buy a Porsche. It's out of my price range. I don't care to drive fast. I'm happy with my little Nissan. You know, I'm not in their target market. So they are not spending any money and any attention or any energy marketing to me, a person who's never going to buy their product. That's what I want to talk about with you guys today. Is we're going to focus our marketing efforts on those people who are going to buy your product instead of just saying, oh, my product's for everybody. So we're going to get further into this. The reality is that no product, no matter how useful or popular, will be purchased by everybody. Identifying your target market helps you to develop effective marketing communication strategies and branding choices. Failing to define a specific target market leads to failed advertising, frustration, and possibly botched product launches. Defining your target market does not mean that you are stopping those who are outside of your target market from buying from you. And that's a common misconception. If your target market is women, you don't have a no boys allowed sign on your website. That's not what we're talking about. You will be happy to sell to whoever has money to buy your product, but you are targeting women in your marketing and in your messages. So that's what we're talking about, is targeting, tailoring your specific marketing messages and efforts towards your ideal customer. It's possible for your product to have a primary, a secondary, or more target markets, but what's always important is to make sure you define them well. So you might primarily target women ages this to that, and then your secondary target market are males ages this to that. But they should be very defined, and you should kind of get to know them so that you can understand how they think, what problems they have, and things like that. We're going to get into that in more detail. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay. Okay, excuse me, hold on, my example is going to come after this slide. Hold on just a moment. Define and describe your product or service. When you clearly define your product or service, you can then clearly define the person or business who will want to buy your product. Okay, so what you want to think about specifically from your business's point of view. We're going to take the customer's point of view later on, but this is your business's point of view. What exactly does your product or service do or provide? What pains does your product or service solve? Why is your product or service superior to other similar products or services on the market? What factors may keep a potential customer from purchasing your product? Who are the customers with whom you want to do business? And also, who's your competition? And if you don't have any competition, if you're the first to market, if you've got a brand new, fresh idea, think about who is most likely to be your competition if the product is successful. Now, this is kind of something that you can work out on your own. You can create like a document. You can organize these thoughts and these answers however you want to organize them. But it does help to kind of have it written out at this stage, just so you can get all of your thoughts out and make sure you're covering all of your bases. Now I'm going to give you my example. I'm going to give you a vintage example. This is a product and a company that we all know. During World War I, Kimberly-Clark Incorporated made a tissue paper that was used in gas masks. And when World War I ended, the company had a surplus of these thin tissue papers, and they wanted to sell them to the public. So the marketing director developed the name Kleenex. You've heard of it perhaps, and started marketing this product to women to remove makeup. They put a lot of money into this. They had celebrities, spokespeople for their products that was great for removing makeup. It was a disposable alternative to using cloth towels. And the company had some success with this marketing campaign, but really not much. It really didn't take off. Anybody who is a makeup wearer can tell you why. It's not a great product for taking off makeup is the reason. But anyway, after a while, a consumer researcher who worked for the company, he came to the head of marketing with the idea to market this product as a disposable alternative to handkerchiefs. So instead of it advertising it as something to take off makeup with, we're gonna kind of market it as an alternative to handkerchiefs. And so he pitches this idea to the head of marketing, and they don't like it, but he does talk them into giving them a small allocation of money. Says, okay, well, I think our idea is better with the taking off makeup. I think that's better, but we'll give you a little bit of money, see what you can do with it. And so there he goes. He has this small budget, and he starts marketing this product, and it's the tagline is "Don't carry a cold in your pocket." So he's saying that it's much more sanitary, it's much more safe for you if you can cough or blow your nose and then throw that tissue away. Well, what do you know? That's what we use Kleenex for, because they are actually a great product for that. They're not such a great product for taking off your makeup. So circling back, we can see how it was important for Kleenex to know, first of all, what pain or problem does the product actually solve? Now, people initially thought that it was a great product for removing makeup. It's not. So what does it actually do? And that's what they really figured out in this. And when they figured out what it actually does, what it actually is good for, then the rest fell into place, and they were actually able to sell this product and continue making it. And it's a product that we all know and love today. And so also know what service the product provides and how it is superior to other things on the market. In this case, they were saying it's superior to a handkerchief because it's disposable. You're getting rid of your germs. You're making a healthier choice. So think of your product that way. How is your product a better thing than what's on the market? And you're going to really define that so that you can later tell your market, tell your customers clearly how it benefits them. Okay. Market research. So you can discover how you can meet consumer needs by doing thorough market research. Ways that you can do that is running a focus group. So you can either hire companies to do this or do it yourself, where you invite people. A lot of times they're compensated for their time. They either come in and they try your product, or they give you opinions on similar products or similar things that they use. That's an option. Run or study industry blogs, reviews, journals, and forums. I would say, of course, all of these examples are great, but really look at reviews for products that are similar to yours, or businesses that are similar to yours. Find out what customers are saying about them, both good and bad, so that you can know what you can do better, or opportunities to kind of capture the market in ways that maybe somebody else is dropping the ball. Doing a market survey. Again, you can purchase these other companies to do this, kind of survey people who use similar products. And you can just observe your competition, find out what they're doing, pay attention to their marketing campaigns, pay attention to their social medias, how people are commenting on their social medias, how they're responding to social medias, messages and things like that. Of course, we're going to have a whole other presentation later on about social media and how to use it, but you can kind of get started here finding out more about your market in these ways that are public forums and they're available to everybody. Okay, so we'll stop real quick and take any questions. If you just want to type in any questions in the Q&A box.
Correct. Yeah, at this time and moment, it seems like people are just taking in all the different information you're providing. It's a lot of information you're providing this morning, but stuff that they're going to be able to get from the survey. If they'll like a copy of the deck, we can do that for them. Just at the survey, you'll put that you want a copy of this deck. That way you have it. And at the same time, for any other questions you may have itself. But I'm certain that it's going to be a lot of questions on the survey because this is a lot of material and good material that you guys want to use for your new adventure with the new businesses that you're trying to put out there. So see if you think time-wise we're doing well, take over and continue. And if we have another chance to stop or if there's more questions in the box, we will stop and ask those questions. All right?
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Just put in your questions as you think of them. We'll definitely have opportunities to answer them. And I know that I always try to stuff a ton of information into my little 1 hour that I get with you guys every month. So the next thing we'll do is take a quick poll.
Correct. So let's make sure that everybody is up and ready. Poll question number 2. What do you think is the best way to reach your business's target market? A, social media. B, email. C, search marketing. D, TV, radio commercials. E, word of mouth referral. F, industry events. So, Lacey, I would say old school style, E, word of mouth referral. But again,
they go a long ways. Those are like gold because they're, of course, you don't reach as wide of an audience, but if somebody you know and trust tells you, hey, this product is amazing, that's golden. That's great.
Correct. And not only that, they will blast it everywhere in social media, to their friends, their coworkers. So that's me, but
yeah.
Let's see what our audience is saying at this time and moment, since the poll has closed. There seems to be a variety, but the one with the most is social media with 36%. Then we will follow with word of mouth, 29%. Some 21% said search marketing, and 14% industry event itself as part of the best way to reach out
our target market. Well, good. And the fact that you guys are kind of that which one is going to work for your business kind of indicates that you've already been doing your research and your homework and your customers, and that's really amazing because so many people so many businesses struggle with that. So I'm really proud of you guys. That's awesome. So moving on, let me get my right window up here. Here we go. All right. So we're going to talk about segmentation. Market segmentation is the process of dividing a market of potential customers into groups or segments based on different characteristics. So the segments created are comprised of customers who will respond similarly to marketing strategies and who share traits such as similar interests, needs, and just locations. And once you have defined a segment of the population that you want to serve, You can use that information to craft a marketing message that will get their attention. So that's why we want to learn how, what segmentation is. It's a great way to get started. Now we're going to go over 4 different types of segmentation in the next few slides. However, I will point out that there are other ways of dividing this up, of dividing a market up. So this isn't the only segments that exist. It's just the only segments that I can kind of explain in an hour. I only have an hour with you guys, so I had to cut it out. But as always, if any of you guys want to set up a time to chat with me over the phone, sometimes I have members who want to continue the conversation or want some more specialized help with this sort of thing. I'm available. That I love talking to you guys, so just keep that in mind. So we'll talk about demographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation is the simplest and widest type of market segmentation, and it divides customers by demographical information such as their age, gender, marital status, geographical location. Do they have children? If so, how many? How old are they? Are they in the house? Are they have they moved out of the house? Where do they live? What's their income level? What's their net worth? What is their education level? Are they employed or retired? What are their hobbies and interests? What are their shopping habits? What, if any, social media do they use? So which social media platforms are they spending their time on? And what other products do they purchase? And where do they go on vacation? There's just tons of demographical kind of questions that you could ask. It's definitely not all included on here. These are the kind of questions that, or facts about a segment that really doesn't have a whole lot of gray area. You're this age, you're this marital status, you're this, you either have kids or you don't, or you have pets or you don't. And so you can think of a demographic segmentation as just kind of facts about a specific segment of the population. A lot of times you can start by defining your target market with demographical information, but also follow it up with some of the other segmentations that we'll talk about later on, such as behavioral
Lacey,
segmentation. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Got somebody asking, was there a correct answer on the poll?
There was not on number 2. This was all just up to your what you think is best for your business. It was not a right or wrong. It's just every business is different, and we like to get an idea. To be honest, it helps me to also create more useful webinar content for you guys if I understand what you guys, kind of what communities you guys are serving, what you're planning on doing as far as your marketing goes. That helps me to say, hey, I've got a lot of members who are trying to reach through, their website. So maybe we should talk about SEO, or maybe we should talk about social media marketing. So there wasn't a right or wrong answer on that.
Thank you, and continue, please.
Okay, all right, thanks. So behavioral segmentation, it kind of divides the population on the basis of behaviors and the way the population responds to, uses, or knows of a product. So this type of segmentation refers specifically to what potential customers expect from a product or service and how their actual experiences influence their behavior. So that you can think of this as, for example, how product usage, how much or how little of this product do they use? Tendency to try new products. So this is something you want to consider for a market. Are they particularly brand loyal? Are they people who really they already know what they like, they get the same thing every single time? Or are they people who like to try new things? There's a whole spectrum of people who they like to be the first to try new things. They like to tell their friends about it. They like to be the first to let other people know. They're early adopters of new products, new services, and things like that. And then there are also the other side of the spectrum, who those people, I don't want to replace what I already know. I already understand this. I don't want to change. everything like that. So that's what you're thinking, is how likely is your market to try new products and services. And then you want to think of occasions for which a person buys a product, such as anniversaries, birthdays, things like that. So maybe a target that you are looking for are males who are married, who have anniversaries, and they want to purchase this thing for their spouse. My product is a perfect gift product, kind of thing. So that's a segment you would want to identify is people who would purchase this for someone else, for example. Benefits sought from using a product. What are they trying to do? What's the benefit? Are they trying to make their life easier? Are they trying to make their hair better looking? Are they trying to dress better? What is the benefits that that market is looking for? Buyer readiness. Are these people ready to spend their money? They're holding out their money saying, take it, give me this product. Or are they maybe doing a little bit more research, maybe more cautious with their money? They only want to buy one thing and they want to make sure they make the right decision. So think about buyer readiness, taking on that, your market's point of view is how ready are they to spend this money? How much or how often the person uses a product. So is it something that they're going to buy every single day? Is it something that they're going to buy one of and it's going to last them for years? So just think about that. It's behavioral, like how much are they going to use this or how often? And the degree of loyalty to a brand, product, or service. So if those people who are already loyal, very loyal to a brand, that those folks are tough to get. It's tough to get their attention. It's tough to get them to try new things. Sometimes maybe you've got to give them a little sample so that you can see, so that they can see that, you know, your product is better, because they're probably not going to try it on their own. Okay, so another segmentation type. This is for those of you who sell your product or service to other businesses. This type of, it's similar to demographic, but except for the demographics that look at individuals, you know, their age, their marital status, their geographical location. Instead of looking at those things, we're looking at organizations. So we're looking at dividing the potential customers based on company attributes, such as the industry that they serve, the location that they are in, number of employees, the revenue, the population they serve, the company mission, and who makes the purchasing decision. This is all information that you should find out if you are a business-to-business company. A lot of this information you can find out either on their website, also on their LinkedIn. Definitely check that. And if it is a publicly traded company, you can also check a lot of their quarterly reports. You can check on these things. This can give you a whole lot of good information as to, because when you're a business-to-business seller, you've got to think in terms of solutions and how you can solve problems that they have. So that's kind of a good way to find out that information if you're looking to market to businesses. Okay, psychographic segmentations. This is segmentation based on that takes into account the psychological aspects of consumer behavior by dividing markets according to their lifestyles, their personality traits, personal values, attitude, their opinions, their interests, their goals, or their social class. So things that really are personal to a specific group. For example, if you are targeting, if you make products that are appealing and specifically for a particular religious group, that could be a segment of the market. So you kind of serve this particular need for this specific religious group. You really don't need to worry about other people who are outside of that religious group. Or personality traits. There are people who are really, they're proud of the fact that they are, for example, musicians, and that's how they identify. So if you make cool t-shirts that are for musicians or guitar players or something like that, but you're thinking of things that matter to this segment, those are kind of what the emotional side. That's the psychographic segmentation. You're kind of how people identify what they're interested in, what they're passionate about, what they would like to identify as. Okay, so that's all for marketing segmentation. That's all I could cover today. But like I said, there are many other ways to divide your segments. So whenever you're kind of sitting with this information and you're kind of defining your product and your target market later on, whenever you're doing this, just keep in mind that that's not every single segment that exists. You might have some segment that falls into both or more than one of the types, and that's fine. As long as you can define your market well, then you can, or your target market well, then that's all you need. Then you can move on to the next step of creating a marketing message that will speak to them. They will feel heard and seen and identified by your company and want to do business with you. Okay, moving on to niche marketing. What is this? A market niche is a small but profitable segment of a market. Market niches are created by identifying the needs or wants of a specific group that are not being addressed by competitors, and then creating a product or service that will fit those specific needs. Niche marketing can be a great way to grow a small business very quickly, and it can help small startups gain customers and start earning revenue. How does this do this? Well, it reduces the competition. So the big companies are, the best example I can think of for this are people who like to, as a hobby, they like to dress in different time periods, not what is popular right now, but something that maybe was popular, it's medieval or it's from another time. So this is clothing that they can't get in the big box stores, right? This is something that they have to search for because this interest of theirs is not being met by the big stores. So it's reducing the competition right away. That's a niche. It's focusing your efforts and fine-tuning your product or service. So if you're creating medieval clothing, you're going to create the best medieval clothing that you can for your customers. Things that are going to get that smaller group of people who are really, really interested in this, very excited and coming to your website and interacting with you on social media. They love your product and they're excited about it. And you can establish a reputation as an expert in your field. So you can get on social media and you can talk about this or that you share your expertise. I'm sorry, guys. I just clicked the space bar. I apologize. But anyway, sharing your expertise online. And the great thing about this niche marketing is that you're creating this small community, both either in person if you have a brick and mortar shop or online, but they're people, your community care about you a lot more than the majority of people who care about the larger corporations. These are the people who will give you those word of mouth referrals because they care about you, your business, and they want to see you succeed. That's really what niche marketing, that's really how it kind of takes hold, is you make this specialized thing and you serve this specialized community. Yes, it's smaller, but they're so loyal to you, they wouldn't think about going anywhere else. Okay. So some of you guys can do the niche marketing because your product or service is very unique and you can just focus your efforts on that smaller group. And I went ahead and clicked ahead. Sorry about that. Other things to consider before you create your marketing message. Before crafting your marketing message, consider who makes the purchasing decision and who is the end user. So what I mean by that is if you sell, for example, jewelry, fine jewelry. So a lot of people buy beautiful jewelry for someone else, maybe their moms or their husbands or their spouse or something like that, but they buy those things for as a gift for somebody else. So consider that when you're crafting your marketing message, if you are actually speaking and trying to appeal to the end user or the purchaser, and sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're not, but consider those things. Another example is toys. A lot of times the kids are the ones telling their parents, their grandparents, their aunts and uncles what they want. So the marketing message is for the kids, but the kids are not the final purchase decision. The kids don't have any money. They're taking that message to their parents, to their adults in their life to actually make the purchase. So their marketing message is intended. If you ever watched kids television or something like that, that's how it's intended. They appeal to the kids and then they tell their kids to ask your parents for this product. You might have to do something similar with your product if you think that maybe somebody's buying it for somebody else. What is the competition for your product or service? If your target market is currently buying a similar product or service from someone else, why are they buying it from your competitors and why? Or excuse me, why are they doing it? Is it because it's just convenient? Your competitors are in their geographical area, or is it because your competitors cost less money? Anybody who's making the decision to buy something that you sell or is available from your company, if they're making the decision to go to somebody else, try to find out why. And use the customer's words and language. So what I mean by that is sometimes as experts and small business owners, most of the time, are experts at their thing, whatever it is that they do. Sometimes as experts, you might tend to use some language or some jargon, acronyms, things like that, that makes perfect sense to you, but they don't necessarily make sense to your target market. So if you are saying SEO, for example, that's something that I'm getting my degree in digital marketing. That's something that I know of, but my market might not know what SEO means. So I need to say search engine optimization, and they might not even know what that means. So I need to say something like, I can help you get found on Google in the Google searches. That makes sense to some of my products. So it's kind of simplifying and just taking their point of view and using the language that they use. Okay, creating your marketing message. Your marketing message expresses the essence of why customers should buy the product or service from your business. So this whole entire conversation that we've just had, all the little steps that we've taken to define a segment, to kind of define our product, to all of that, all these steps kind of accumulates into this marketing message that is going to speak to those people that we have just identified, that these people are the ones who are going to do business with me, to love my product. Okay, your message to them, it's going to express the essence of why they should buy the product or service from your business. So your market message should, one, explain why customers should buy from you, have a value proposition. What are you going to get for your money? That's what every customer needs to know. How much is it going to cost me and what am I going to get? And show how to get this product or service. Do they need to go to your website? Do they need to give you a call? Do they need to come into your brick and mortar business? But every message should explain these three things. And effective marketing messages get straight to the point. They don't dilly-dally around. They don't explain the history of anything. They are getting straight to the point. For example, what I told you earlier, I can help you get found on Google searches. Great. Anybody who wants to be found in Google searches is now listening to the rest of my message. And anybody who doesn't, has scrolled on, they've moved on, and that's all fine. So get straight to the point, and then you can pepper in the facts, and then you can, but really that first sentence should say exactly the benefit, the reason that they need to pay attention to the rest of your message. It should take the customer's viewpoint. So it should identify what customers are thinking, what their concerns are going to be, why they might be hesitant to try something new or something like that. You should take their perspective, not necessarily your perspective. An example is my perspective might be, I've got 25 years experience in doing this thing, and I know this and I know that. That's my perspective, right? So turning that around to a target market perspective is, I can benefit you. This is what I can do for you. That's that's all they care about. They don't care about that 25 years experience. They don't, as long as you can get this thing done, that's what they care about. Again, using familiar language. Don't get too fancy in your language. It's not going to impress anybody, and it might confuse a few people. Say something original, maybe even funny. Stay on brand and we'll talk about branding again in another webinar. We have a whole thing about that, but stay on brand, which is your business's voice. If you're super professional, then stay that way. If you're kind of more community minded, you're more personable, you might make a few jokes or something like that, but say something original, say something in your voice that's unique to you. And also, it should need no further explanation. There should be no questions of how do I get it? How much does it cost? All of these things should be answered in your marketing message. Grab audience attention and then explain the steps. Again, that feeds back to getting straight to the point. Get their attention, tell them what you do, and then explain everything else to them. So I can get you found on Google, go to my website, click this and that. And that's what you do. That's a message, okay? Moving along. We're gonna do poll number 3.
Yeah, we got poll number 3. So marketeers today create content for multiple target markets. How many individual sectors of businesses most commonly target? A, 2, B, 3, C, 5, or more. Lacey, this sounds like a mathematical equation, like how fast
Well,
this
if you
train
think
goes.
of it, yeah, if you think of a product that you love, okay, and most likely if you love it, they target you as a segment, you fall into some sort of segment. But then if you watch another marketing message of theirs, maybe it's appealing to another segment of the market. So maybe your favorite laundry detergent, for example. They talk about how wonderful they're going to make your laundry smell. And in another ad, they're talking about how they're going to remove the stains from your kids' clothing because they're messy. Those are two completely different marketing messages.
Yes, yes. As I was looking here, the results, the bar graphs going up and down, it was like the stock market. People were going up and down. And
Which one's right?
Yeah, correct. So the majority selected B, 53, I mean, 54% individuals that participated, and 23% said 5 or more. So I guess a lot of people went with the odds, the middle 3, but you'll give us the best answer and the most accurate one, right?
Yeah, so according to HubSpot, that's where I found this information. It was actually B is the correct information, or the correct answer. 3 is most businesses have 3 individual segments that they will try to market their product to, and each of these segments have their own very specific message, so that when a person who identifies in that segment, they see that message and they're like, that's the product for me. It's going to be a completely different message from maybe one of the other groups. So just keep that in mind. That's how it works. Your business is most likely complex, and you might have different targets, to different markets that you are going to try to appeal to, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you know who they are, because then you'll know how to say something that will speak to them.
Correct. And I agree with you about the language you use in business. Acronyms don't help much. So to everybody out there, for anything that you hear an acronym, you may want to ask that as well, because it may make a difference on what you're looking for or needing. So thank you, Lacey. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely true. I know, you know, we all have different businesses, and I did use the digital marketing as an example, because many of the businesses who I want to work on their website, some of them don't know what SEO means, and it's not for me to make them feel bad about that. It should be on me to explain, hey, no big deal, let me worry about that. So, that's just an example. Okay, so moving on to a different subject altogether, we're going to talk about what we can offer you here at the credit union. And we'll start with our business memberships. So our business memberships have a business checking and savings account. There is a minimum deposit of $25 in each, your business checking and savings. There's a $1 application fee that happens one time. So $51 is all you need to get your account open. There's no monthly service fee. That's huge for business accounts. So all you have to do is keep that 25 in checking, 25 in savings. You're not going to get a monthly service fee. However, paper statements do cost $5 a month. You avoid that completely by enrolling in online statements, and then you won't get any monthly fees at all. Again, that's big. I have a small business on this side, and I bank with us, not only because I work here, but because it saves you money. There's no monthly service fee, and it's easy. All right, and moving along. So if you're looking for a business loan of any sort, so if your business is less than 2 years old, we have a few options available. So if you're brand new starting out, this is what's for you. We have overdraft protection loans that just protects your account if you were to accidentally overdraw. Instead of getting a big whopping $25 fee, it'll draw from that overdraft protection loan, and you know, it'll only cost you, you'll only owe the however much interest on the amount that you use. If you pay it off right away, it's a lot of times it's just a few pennies. It's not very much money. It saves you that $25 fee. Business auto loans, we can loan up to $40,000. So if you're looking for a business vehicle, that would be a great option for you. Business Visa Platinum credit card with a credit limit up to $20,000. So that's what we have available if your business is less than 2 years old. So what we would ask you for, if you were to decide to apply for one of these, is we would get your personal income information. So check stubs, things like that, and year-to-date business income. And if you're just starting out and you don't have that, then you don't have it. But if you do, great, we'll ask for that. All right, and then moving along to if your business is 2 years, older than 2 years, and has 2 years of business tax income information. So that's really what we're looking for. We can do auto loans. We're no longer obligated to stop at $40,000. We can also finance airplanes, boats, things like that, but we don't have to have that $40,000 cap. We can loan more. Equipment loans. There's a lot of specialized equipment used in your businesses. We can help out with some of those. Real estate loans as well. We have other vehicle loans. I mentioned that too early, but that's referring to airplanes, ATVs, things like that. Things that are not vehicle or cars or trucks or things like that. Lines of credit loans, overdraft protection loans. Again, you have that at less than 2 years, but you also have that available, of course, later on. And of course, the business Visa Business Platinum credit card. but now you can apply for up to $50,000 credit limit. So instead of the 20,000 limit, you can get up to 50. What we'll ask for is, again, has it been operating for 2 years or more? Are all the owners in good standing with the credit union, and is the collateral acceptable? These are things that we can chat with you about when you're ready to apply. Okay, so this is where we'll stop again for our Q&A. Somebody was asking, what's the required personal credit score to qualify for a business credit? There's not, on the business side, the underwriting process is a little bit different, and we have different rules than on the personal side. So we're not only looking at a score, we're also looking at, it's more of a ratio of how much debt there is versus how much income there is. And we kind of have to have an assessment of is this additional burden going to be, this additional debt burden going to be too much? And so really that's more what we look at on the business side rather than a score. So I'm sorry to just not really give you a clear answer. It's just not as cut and dried as it is on the personal side. There's not a minimum. It's really just what we're looking at is how much additional debt burden can you take on? Also, it's important to know that on the business side, we're looking for, ideally, the business will pay back business debts, and the business owner is the backup plan. So we do require a personal guarantee, but ideally what we're trying to see is that the business is making enough money to pay off their bills, and we go to the business owner as a plan B, essentially.
Thank you for that answer and taking care of that. We don't want people paying their business with their own personal money, basically. And
if you can avoid it.
Yeah. I mean, business, like they say, keep business with business and personal with personal. That way you'll be successful at both. When you mix it up too much, it can get a little blurry in the lines, and then that's when we can see some chaos happening here. Lacey, got a question for you from one of the audience over here, and they want to know which is the service or service you guys provide that gets the most value for the member itself when they call you and they talk to you. Do you have a quick answer on that?
I wish that I had a quick and easy answer, but every single person and every single business is different. So the answer is going to be different for you. If you want to chat with me, if you want to talk with and just tell me your situation, then I can give you a more specific answer. We're going to have our contact information on the next slide. Actually, I'll go ahead and go there, and we'll continue Q&A, but we'll call us and tell us what's going on for you, and we'll tell you what we can have. Because it matters how long you've been in business, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to reach, things like that. So it's unique to everybody.
Correct. Right now, let's continue, and we'll take whatever left of Q&A at the end. We want to make sure that we're doing good on time, and we don't want to take more time than we need to. So we realize that many of the people already on the webinar are member owners of the American Airlines Credit Union, taking advantage of all our products and services. They know the value we provide to them. But again, to those that are not, we want to make certain you have the ability to join us. So what we're doing with this here is basically providing you a promo code that if you scan that QR code or quick rapid code there that looks like Minecraft, you probably relate that more than the QR word itself. If you scan it, it'll take you directly to our website. And once you fill out the application, at the bottom it says promo code. You want to use promo code BDBoyDavid4412. And what this will do is credit the first $6 into your account. It's not a lot. What we're trying to make sure is that you have the basic membership with the credit union, So if nothing else, consider opening the share savings account. That way you can get the benefits of being a credit union member owner and take advantage of all different products and services that we have, not only business services, but many of our other products that are out there that pay quite a bit more than the financial institutions itself. Let's remember this. Once a member, you're always a member of the credit union, which means if you decide to leave the air transportation industry for itself and decide to work at the city of, I'm going to say Grand Prairie here in Texas, you still be able to stay as a member owner of the credit union and take advantage of our different products that has enriched your life financially so far. We want to make sure that we also let, for those that are members currently, member owners, we want to make sure that you're aware of our different promotions that we have. Some of them are very exciting offers that we currently have. So to wrap it up and to keep it together with our business services webinar, our business services credit card features a 0% intro rate for purchases for the first 6 months. And you'll earn 1 connection point for every dollar in purchases. And you're wondering, what is a connection point? A connection point is like if you were doing Advantage miles, we call it here in the credit union connection points. So for every dollar you get 1 point, and those points are redeemable for goods such as travel, air travel, cruising, merchandise, and goods that you will use either for your business to keep improving and enhancing the growth of your business, or for anything that you like yourself. I mean, again, let's try to keep business with business, but if you want to use it for your personal, you can. Also, if when you open a checking account, a brand new checking account, and you spend the first $25 within the first 60 days, and again, this is for business checking accounts and our regular membership members accounts, we will refund the $25 once you use it on a point of sales, once you spend the $25 with your debit card itself. So we're going to move a little bit from business now to our regular consumer side. Our credit cards are also will allow you, and this is again for the consumer side, that's the business side, you'll be able to earn up to 65,000 connection points. As I mentioned before, the connection points are rewards you get for using our product, and then you can redeem for goods. We realize our rates are very competitive, so that's why we promote this to you guys. No annual fee. And of course, there's other ways that you're saving on this credit card that will allow you to use those rest of the funds for something else. One of the great products that we have within the organization is our auto loan products, as Lacey mentioned, for the business. But again, I'm talking more on the consumer side, and Lacey can correct me if this will match on their side as well. We have auto loans as low as 1.80 for new or refinancing your vehicle. You may have a little bit of money on your car, or a lot of money on your car, or your rate may be a bit higher. Give us a chance, call us, allow us to look into your portfolio and see if we can lower the rate and save you some money on the payment. Now, for those of you out there, right now in Florida, we're having our Florida Spring Car Sale. It's going on. It started this week, ends next Sunday. And go into our website, aacreditunion.org, learn events, and you'll be able to find the Florida Spring Car Sale. You can see the inventory that the 5 dealerships that are participating have, and that way you can talk to them and see if they can bring the vehicle to site, because on Saturday, April the 23rd and the 24th, we'll be in person on site on the Miami Blue Lagoon branch with 5 dealerships, anywhere from Mercedes-Benz, Chevrolets, Toyotas, trucks, pickups, coupes, sedans, all different type of vehicles for you to test drive, make sure you like it, and drive away on it. So great promotion going on. And don't forget to always ask what kind of promotions we have with our auto loans. You may be able to save 0.50% on your APR or annual percentage rate. So going back to related mortgage, I know we're over time right now. Just want to make sure. Mortgages, you can earn up to 100,000 connection points once you secure a new mortgage with us and open a new Platinum Rewards credit card. Again, for more details on this, feel free to call us or on the survey, let us know, and we will have somebody contact you to help you with that as well. We want to make sure that, as you can see here, for those of you that are member owners already, we want to make sure you also get something back. So give the gift of membership to direct family, spouse, roommates, anyone who lives in your house as a household member, anyone that you know that works in the air transportation industry. If you refer somebody and the account is open, you'll get $25 for that referral, and you can do up to 10 a year. So remember, give the gift of membership out there. Lacey, let's see, we have apparently a few more questions. We'll try to take them. I know we're over by a couple of minutes. It says the slide for the previous how to connect with you.
Yes,
Right,
here you
go.
go.
There's that one. And somebody's looking to transfer their business checking account to the credit union. Power to you. Thank you so much. Feel free to call us and let us know what else we can do, not only for the business, on your personal. We're seeing some people saying thank you so much. Very informative, the webinar today, and they have questions about the credit cards for their business. So that's something that hopefully they'll put in the survey, and that way we can contact this individual. Again, thank you for everybody joining us now during this presentation. I know we're over by a couple minutes, but it was great information from me. Thank you again. Stay safe out there. Enjoy. Congratulations on whatever you're celebrating. Lacey, close it out.
Just thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. I always love hearing from you guys in the chat as well. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you again. Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.